everybody. How are you doing? My name is Dallin Washington, and I'm here for another DTWW reaction. So I am so appreciative of you watching my last reaction of Christina Aguilera's I Love You Porgy from the pre-Grammy show. I'm so appreciative of y'all's watching and commenting. I went through the comment section and I read some of your comments, and I am floored by the comments that y'all been giving me. And I'm going to do a reaction to somebody had given me a suggestion to watch a performance she did on the Ellen DeGeneres show of her rendition of a song for you. Okay, let's get that together. A song for you. I'm a little bit under the weather, so please, I'm apologetic for the way I'm sounding right now because I'm going to sound all over the place. So bear with me. Please bear with me. FYI, I've heard this song on multiple occasions from multiple artists and heard multiple interpretations of this song. So I'm going to be very critical a little bit in my mind, not too critical, but a little critical, because I've heard the original, which was, the song was written by and performed by Donny Hathaway. Oh my God, such a great artist, great songwriter, great interpreter, great vocalist, male vocalist. Oh my goodness, he was just one of the greatest, but a very short-lived talent. And if you really do not know of Donny Hathaway, you need to look him up. He is really one of those influential songwriters and singers that really people kind of don't really know too much about because of his short-lived life and career. But if you are about the Christmas season, there's a song called This Christmas. His version is always performed in multiple advertisements all over the world, especially within the U.S. He had did some great stuff with Roberta Flack, which is one of my favorites. Roberta Flack, I love Roberta Flack. He did two hits that I really love called The Closer I Get to You and Where's the Love, which is one of my favorites. Now, a song for you is really, to me, is one of the songs that a lot of people who are musicians, singers, they love to sing, especially for dramatic effects. Most actors love the song too. It's what I call for a dramatic actor mood music to get yourself into the mood, because it's a very dark song with a lot of drama in it. And my God, it's one of his greatest writings. I wish he would have been alive to see the influence from that piece, because people get into that song a lot when they perform it. And like I said, I've heard so many interpretations. I'm going to be very critical of this one. But I love the song. And a lot of people have loved it, have performed it over the years. And it's just one of those standards that a lot of pop artists, especially soul and R&B artists, get into. But I also want to give you this little tidbit. Layla Hathaway, his daughter, you should listen to her rendition of this song as well as Donny Hathaway's. And I'm telling you, their voices are so much alike. It's very uncanny. It's very scary almost to me, because father and daughter, it's like something within them. It's just they sound so much alike. It makes the hair on my body stand. But going back to Christina Aguilera and going back to this reaction, I want to thank Chester Stain. Thank you for giving me this suggestion. This came off of Herbie Hancock's Possibilities album, which Christina was the feature on this song. So I'm going to put myself in the mindset of an audience member who listens to jazz, knowing that this is a feature. This is not going to be a Christina performance, but this is going to be a Herbie Hancock performance featuring Christina Aguilera. And what I mean by that is, when you are a featured vocalist within a jazz standard, you do not control the performance. You are the instrumentation to the standard or to the song that is being performed by the accompanist. You are part of the you're a part of the orchestration or you're part of the band. You're not, you are the stylist, but you still are within the musical arrangement of the performance. Where in most pop settings, most band leaders, they follow their pop vocalist. If you ever watch a Michael Jackson performance in particular, Michael in the This Is It rehearsal, he always told his band leaders to watch him. Watch me. Everything I do, from a jester to a hat jester, that means you go. In jazz, that is a different situation. Especially if you're following a band leader. Because back in the day, back in the 40s, a lot of singers, big band singers, they were featured vocalists, but they were not soloists, to the fact that they controlled the band. They followed the band leader, and wherever the band leader went, the soloist went. So they didn't have that situation. And this is the situation Christina Aguilera is in. So let's get into this reaction. Let's really, 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 really get into this reaction of this performance from the Ellen DeGeneres show of her rendition of A Song for You. Okay, let's get into it. Now, did you just see what I just saw? Now, in the beginning of what I was saying, she is not controlling the performance. Herbie Hancock is controlling the performance. You saw when she went and she looked back at him, and she was trying to find her intro, which she did. She found her intro into the song, but she was looking to him to bring her in. I think that would have been a natural reaction to any singer, but not when it's your performance. She was looking to him. It wasn't the other way around. Most pianists would look to their singers, but she looked to him to come in. Let me go back and let me reiterate that one more time to y'all. Let me just see this one more time. Let's see. Now, right there, did y'all just see that? Right there, she looked to him to bring her in, not the other way around. I just wanted to clarify what I meant by what I was saying. She is not controlling the performance. He is controlling the performance. Let's keep going.
I've been so many places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs, made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life in stages with 10,000 people watching. We're alone now, and I'm singing a song for you. I know you're in a place, but I want to be.
That is so beautiful. Okay. Yes. All right. Now, this is where this is where I come down to the verdict. Okay. One is first is first. Like I said, this is a jazz performance. This is a jazz interpreted interpretation of this song, which is um, which is a different. It was a different interpretation from the soul version that I've always heard, or the R&B version I've always heard, or the pop version I've always heard over the years. Okay, um, like I said, she does not control this performance. Herbie controlled the performance. But what I got from the performance was her passion was wanting to come through. She wanted to come through so bad with a passionate, emotive performance. But she was a little bit out of her element with this performance because Christina is one of those vocalists that know where her voice can go, and she can only do so much within a certain within a song. She can only do so much of what you can give her, but she can do so much more if you let her spread her wings. Just to say it like that. If you let her spread her wings a little bit further, she could do so much more if you give her that much space. And in this situation, there was not too much space. She did, though, what I always see her do is she loves to get into those belts. And when she gets into those belts, sometimes she can lose it, and sometimes she can gain as much as she can gain. But then on top of it, it's one of those performances that she can get away with. She can get away with those belts. Her vocals are always really, you know what, to be honest with you, Christina, over the years, she knows her voice. She knows where her voice can go. She has sounded like that for such a long time. You know, people really, she is a child prodigy too. She's one of those child prodigies that over the years, her voice has garnered her so much acclaim. Oh my gosh, she sounded like that at the age of 9. That voice has been with her since the age of 9 up until now. She is unlike her contemporaries. You know, she is one of those vocal prodigies that just never seem to disappoint. You know, and then she has taken a lot of risk with those vocals too. And in this scenario, she had taken a risk. She went out of her safe space, which is her pop space, which is her R&B space, to be a jazz featured vocalist, which is not what she is so used to when she's in her element, because she had to make sure within her mindset that this is not my performance alone. This is a Herbie Hancock performance. And in my mind, I kept telling myself, well, Herbie, lay off the keys just a little bit. Can you come off the keys so I can hear what she's doing? But this wasn't her performance. This was a Herbie Hancock performance. But vocally, she is incredible. Yeah, she was out of her element, but still vocally, she gave what she could give. And to be honest with you, I'm amazed at how far she came over the years. Like I say, unlike her contemporaries, unlike Britney, and unlike Jessica Simpson, unlike Mandy Moore, unlike all of those people who came up with her, she was the one who really stood out with me because she taken a lot of risks. She had did Spanish albums. She has did jazz albums. She has did pop albums, some blues albums, because her and I felt like she was going in the Etta James direction with this song in a way. Etta James, I know from hearing interviews from Christina that is one of her influences. She loves Etta James, and Etta James has always been one of her greatest vocal influences, along with Aretha Franklin. So I know she probably in her mind was going in that Etta James handbook and saying, you know what, this is what I know I could give, what I've heard. And to be honest with you, she did a great rendition, but to be honest with you, with me, it just wasn't what I wanted from out of her. It was more what it wasn't. I wanted more. I wanted more of the R&B and pop, which I know she would have gotten more meat and potatoes out of it. She would have gotten more grit out of it. She would have spread her wings a lot more with it because she could have did whatever she wanted to do. But in this situation, she could only do so much of what Herbie would allow her to do, which is a different situation. I always say, you know, jazz is a musician's platform. If you ever want to listen to authentic jazz, you should listen to Ella and Oscar Peterson go at it. This really is really one of those experiences, or you know, or Ellis Fitzgerald or Duke Ellington arrangement. It's really, you have to listen to those arrangements to get the clue of what I'm trying to get at, because you know, only in jazz you're only allowed to go so far vocally, and you know, but still you're listening to the musicians behind you, you're listening to the arrangement behind you. You can only do so much. And in the pop setting, it's different because band leaders listen to the singers. They're listening to what direction that the singer will want you to go with, or what the singer is saying. Listen to me because I'm going somewhere, and follow me. That is the world Christina belongs to, because she comes from that way of singing, that frame of singing. Listen to me. I'm going to take y'all somewhere. If you listen to me, it's going to make sense, not the other way around. And in this situation, she was listening to Herbie Hancock, listening and following him, and following his hand in the music, which kind of gave her so much space she could go into as a vocalist. But overall, great performance. I didn't hear any bad vocal strays here and there, but I heard where she felt like she was out of her element. I felt for her a little bit in this performance, because she wanted so much to give, and she could only give so much. She could only give so much in that arrangement, because that arrangement wasn't a Christina arrangement. It was a Herbie Hancock arrangement. I'm going to keep reiterating that. It was a Herbie Hancock arrangement, not a Christina Aguilera arrangement. But overall, great vocal performance. Great, even, you know, I give her kudos. I give any artist kudos for stepping out of their safe space. Because honestly, she was out of her safe space with that performance. And you know what? And to be honest with you, as a like I say, I'm gonna give her credence once more. I think she's one of those artists to inspire and to look up to. If you're a vocalist, you should look up to artists who are going out of their element to do different things. I look up to Lady Gaga in that way too as well. Lady Gaga is another inspiration too. As a vocalist, you should look at that as well as a way of saying, you know what, this is not the only avenue. I should try other avenues. But other than that, though, thank you for the reaction, Cheshire Stain, and keep giving me these reactions. I didn't even know she recorded with Herbie Hancock. Herbie Hancock to me is a genius. He is to me the Oscar Peterson of this period of jazz. You know, he is just great in the watercolors department of jazz. I listen to a lot of watercolors, and in jazz, watercolors is a genre that doesn't consist of singers. It doesn't have vocalists or vocals in it, but it's just instrumentations. It's instrumentalist music. But he does wonders. He does wonders in that field of jazz. But other than that, though, thank you for the reaction, and I hope you enjoyed this reaction, and I hope you send me more reactions. Please share, join, share, subscribe. You know, let's talk about this. Also, give me a different perspective of this performance. If you enjoyed this performance, you know, give me your perspective, and I will take note of those perspectives too, because everybody has their different opinions. I enjoy opinionated people. I love to talk to people who we can agree to disagree, but it's great conversation for the soul, because you would never learn unless you learn from different opinions or perspectives. Okay. All right. So, like I say, if you enjoyed this, please come back. And I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.